As we discussed earlier, Sketch is a vector drawing application, and so is Adobe Illustrator, so it's not uncommon that as part of a project, you'll either be provided with artwork made in Adobe Illustrator, or you'll be doing some of your own design work using Adobe Illustrator. And with that, there are a few warnings that I want to give you, and a couple of tips that I want to give you going from Adobe Illustrator to Sketch. The first is that gradients don't come over when we copy and paste from Illustrator to Sketch. As you'll see, when I hit Command-C for copy, go to my Sketch document and hit Command-V for paste, I get a blank box. What it's done is it's created a group called Imported Layers, and within that group you could see that an effort has been made to bring my paths over, but it's done so in a very strange way. It brought the same path over twice, it used a mask, it really got kind of weird. So rather than doing that, I would recommend, in Illustrator, going to a solid fill instead of a gradient, copying and pasting the shape over, and then recreating the gradient within Sketch. Either way, you'll have to recreate the gradient, so you might as well bring it over with organized layers and not excessive weird paths and things like clipping masks and things like that. Just avoid all that, give it a solid color, copy and paste it, and it'll come over the way you expect it to, for the most part. The reason I say for the most part is because when you have a compound path, or when you have a group of many paths, even though this text here, which has been converted to outlines already, is being treated as one object in Adobe Illustrator, if I select it and I copy and paste it over to Sketch, it kind of gets fragmented apart. It automatically creates a group, which is nice, but within that group, I'm going to hit Shift-Command-G to ungroup these items. It gave me a C, an A, an M, an E, an R, and another A. And in doing so, it automatically used the appropriate Boolean operations to be sure that my paths, my compound paths here, like this cutout in the middle of the A, came over preserved. So it did a pretty good job. But if I want these to behave as one path, as one object, I can go and I can manually use my Boolean operation union to get those combined, and now it's one path on my layers panel. I could go and expand this and I can go mess with the subpaths, but the bottom line is I have one path for my camera and then one path for my text now. So it requires a little bit of finesse with the gradients, requires a little bit of finesse with the Boolean operations, but the bottom line is your paths will come over when you copy and paste them, and you'll be able to tweak them and get them just right.